This guy, Daniel Lapin, or maybe it's Lapin, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but he's an Orthodox Jewish rabbi, and he went on Glenn Beck's channel, The Blaze, to do an interview, and Right Wing Watch put together a nice compilation here of some of the things that he said. So let's listen, and then we'll break it down. But as you're listening to this, see if you had the same reaction that I did, which is genuine astonishment at how somebody can seemingly be just a regular person and well-spoken and articulate, but they have this, apparently, this deep mental rot where they just make no sense and they've so bought in to the right-wing narratives and the utter bullshit.
I believe that what's really going on here is not equal rights, not even homosexual rights. This is primarily a war being carried out against Judeo-Christian values and the Bible of the God of Abraham. That's what this is all about. This is a flagrant attempt to censor, undermine, and ultimately obliterate Christianity. That's the purpose of this. Equality has become something that trumps freedom. And so people claim this is about homosexual equal rights. Right. It isn't. But they claim that, and instantly that trumps the freedom of the baker or the florist or the Church of England, for that matter. So freedom has been eroded steadily over the last few decades here in the United States of America in the name of equality. Who pushes that? Well, basically government pushes that, because if you can get people worked up about equality, which is very difficult to define, in the same way that they say if it's not equal, it isn't fair. And fair is very difficult to define as well. For instance, if the rich are not paying their fair share of tax, who decides what is fair for them to pay? 100%?
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fair is the greatest thing in the world.
Equality is a great thing for those seeking to increase tyranny and totalitarianism. Fairness and equality is a great thing to work people up about, because you can essentially get a population, particularly a docile population, to agree to almost anything in the name of equality and fairness.
Yeah, like I was saying before the clip there, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at how stupid that guy is. Like, it's one of those things where you're looking at a person, dressed nice, got the tie, got the suit, all that stuff, has the nice accent, is talking in a very clean, straightforward way, got nice cadence, very articulate, and you're hearing the substance of what's coming out of his mouth. And it's like a piping hot pile of feces just smack dab in the middle of your kitchen floor. Like your dog just, sat down and just let one out right there. I mean, God damn, that was a stupid rant. I mean, every single bullshit right-wing narrative and talking point he hit on there. In fact, I could see Sean Hannity or Rush Limbaugh sitting there beating off listening to this guy talk, yeah, equality is bad, oh yeah, fuck fairness, I mean, so let's break this down a little bit. He said, well, it's not equal rights that they want, it's a war on Christianity. They're trying to obliterate Christianity. What does that even mean? What are you saying? What are you saying? Oh, what, is the left trying to ban Christianity? We're trying to outlaw Christianity and outlaw religion? I'm the most anti-religious person that exists on the planet, and I don't want to outlaw religion. Nobody wants to outlaw religion. Why? Because just because I don't like it doesn't mean I want to ban it for other people. I'm in favor of freedom of thought and freedom of expression and freedom of speech. You can believe whatever you want to believe. Nobody's coming to ban Christianity, but this is the thing. When these right-wingers talk, there's never any substance there. So if you push him on that, oh, really? The left wants to obliterate Christianity? What bill was that proposed in? Well, H.R. 716? I mean, what is it? Tell me. You're telling me the left wants to obliterate Christianity? Present your evidence. What does that even mean? Oh, okay, so we don't have a bill. Name one elected Democrat that said they want to ban Christianity. You say they want to obliterate it. How do they want to obliterate it? Go ahead. What did Harry Reid say publicly, that he would like to make sure we shut down all churches by next Thursday? No, that didn't happen. Again, you're fucking making shit up. And here's the thing, man. I know that the left wants equal rights because I want equal rights and I'm considered on the left. It's as simple as that. It's one of those things where we are actually standing up and fighting for gay rights because we want them to have the same tax rights under law, the same inheritance rights, the same social security rights. This is what this is about, treating people exactly the same. He's scoffing at that. But I mean, think about it back during the, when it was interracial marriage. Well, we don't allow black people and white people to get married. Well, why the fuck don't you? Because we're fucking idiots. Well, it's the same thing now with gay people. Why aren't you allowing them to get married? It's not affecting you in any way, shape, or form. And then when he gets into equality now is trumping freedom. Okay, first of all, those are very vague terms, so let's get specific. He's saying that equality is trumping freedom in the sense that we are making bakers serve gay people. Oh, the horror! The horror of people having to serve people they might not agree with every decision they've ever made in their fucking life. I mean, are you kidding me? That's like me banning anybody from listening to my show if they're a Republican. Well, I disagree with you, so I'm banning you from listening to my YouTube channel. What the fuck is that? That's the same thing a baker does. I don't like sucking cocks, so since you suck cocks, I'm not going to serve you a cake. Get the fuck over it, you little bitch. Look, here's the bottom line. When it comes to freedom, okay, yes, you have all the freedom you want if you're a bake shop owner, if you're any other business owner. But you cannot arbitrarily discriminate. That's the standard we're talking about here. So, for example, if there's a woman that comes into your store, you're not allowed to say, by law, you are not allowed to say, I don't want to serve you because you have a vagina. We all realize that that's a law that makes sense. And that's something that if you disagree with it, you're pretty much a knuckle-dragging fool. And it's the same thing with, race. I don't want to serve you. You're black. We all realize that's fucking idiotic, and there should be a law there to protect people that you can't get kicked out because of the color of your skin. You can't get kicked out for natural reasons that you can't help. Guess what? If somebody's gay, it's natural. They can't help it. That's what we're talking about. You're not allowed to arbitrarily discriminate. Okay, so you have all the freedom in the world, and we also have equality because we carve out an area in the law where we say you can't arbitrarily discriminate. Yes, you can kick somebody out if they're fucking knocking over shelves and screaming curses and shit in your store, but you can't just kick them out because it's something natural, So I don't like the color of your hair. Get the fuck out. What is that? What is that? That's childish. And then, I mean, just the final things here. I know I'm dragging on, but the thing about taxing 100%, your guess is as good as mine as to where that came from. There's not a single person I've ever seen ever on the left that ever advocated for taxing 100%. Now, they'll probably fire back and say, yeah, well, a lot of people would advocate for taxing 90%. Wrong. Nobody ever advocated for that either. They advocate for a 90% marginal tax rate. You know what the fuck that is? Oh, no, you don't, do you? Because then you wouldn't say that people on the left want to tax 90%. Marginal means your first, however much amount of money, wherever you want to draw the line. So it could be your first $3 million. It could be your first $10 million. That amount of money is taxed at the lower rate, the normal rate, whether it's 20% or 25% or 30%, whatever it is, okay? And then a marginal rate means everything above that line. So everything above $10 million is taxed at that 90% rate. And also, I should mention, they never actually mean 90% because it's 90% nominal rate, which means that after the loopholes and the deductions and all that other stuff, you're down to about 40% effective tax rate. So these guys, they just make shit up. Nobody's coming to tax you 100%. But you know what the problem is? He was asking like, well, how do we determine what's fair? Gosh, I don't know. Well, maybe we can say something is unfair and it's fucking legitimate when, like the first story we covered, the Koch brothers have $34 billion apiece. An amount of money that they will never, ever be able to spend in 4 fucking lifetimes, even if they tried. Maybe that's when we can say it's unfair. And at the same time that's going on, we got people who go bankrupt because they can't pay their medical bills. Maybe that's when we can say it's unfair, when people can't eat. When we have 76% of the population living paycheck to paycheck, when poverty is increasing, when the war on the middle class is increasing, and when one person's got $34 fucking billion, at that point, we can definitely say we have a problem here. We have income inequality. This is an issue. This is not fair. Is there an area where there's a gray area where it's like, hey, it's your opinion or my opinion? Is this, is this fair or is this not fair? Of course, there can be reasonable disagreement, but what it's like right now, if you say it's fair, you don't have a fucking brain. You don't have a fucking brain. You're an idiot. You're a moron. And then when he says tyranny, Ironically, this guy invoking tyranny is hilarious because you and I both know that if this guy got the chance to implement the kind of government that he would want, he would implement a government that's fully based off of his own opinion. No democracy, just my own visceral, retarded opinion, and he would be the one that would set up a tyranny, not the people that he's slamming on the left.